My sister slammed me into the fridge so hard, I couldn't breathe. And when I said something was wrong, my mom told me not to call anyone. Her hand hit my shoulder before I even understood what was happening. Hard. For a split second, I thought she was just being dramatic. Then my back hit the fridge. Cold, violent. The air left my lungs instantly. Before I could recover, her elbow drove into my ribs, sharp, focused. I heard it before I felt it. A dull crack. Wrong. Then it hit all at once. I tried to take a breath and nothing came in, just pressure. Tight. Like my chest stopped working halfway. The glass in my hand slipped and shattered across the floor. I went down with it. "Mom," I tried to say. "I can't, something's..." My voice sounded weak. Like it already knew no one was going to respond. From the living room, a slow sigh, annoyed. "Oh, please don't start." No movement, no footsteps, nothing. "She didn't mean it," Mom added. "And you're not calling anyone, do you hear me?" I stopped. Not because of the pain, because of that. Don't ruin her future over something stupid. For a second, I almost said sorry. Vanessa didn't move, didn't look worried, didn't even try to explain. She just stood there, watching me. Quiet, like she was waiting to see how far it would go. Then a small smile, barely noticeable, but enough. That night, breathing felt wrong. Shallow, incomplete, like every breath stopped halfway. I lay still, staring at the ceiling. Phone in my hand. I could have called someone, anyone, but I didn't, because deep down I already understood. No one was coming, not this time, not ever. And something in me shifted, not loudly, not emotionally, just clear, cold, final. Because in that moment I stopped expecting things to change and started seeing everything exactly as it was. I didn't cry, didn't argue, didn't even look at her again. And that silence, that decision, was the first time they didn't see me coming. The first time I stopped being predictable. I didn't react that night. And that was their biggest mistake, because I wasn't reacting anymore. Every breath still caught halfway the next morning. Short, cut off before it could settle, like my chest didn't trust the air anymore. I went into the kitchen anyway. Vanessa was already there, pouring orange juice, humming, relaxed. Like nothing had happened, like I wasn't still trying to breathe through what she did. She looked at me, smirked. "You'll be fine," she said. "You always are." For a second, my chest tightened again, not from the injury, from how certain she sounded. Like this was already over. I didn't respond, didn't argue, didn't correct her. Because reacting, that's what they expected. I sat down slowly. Careful, every movement controlled, every breath measured. And that's when it became clear. She crosses the line. Mom excuses it. And I adjust, every time. I stood up before finishing my drink, walked back to my room, closed the door, locked it. This time, I didn't explain it away, didn't minimize it, didn't make it smaller just to survive it. I lifted my shirt. The bruise had spread overnight, dark in the center, edges turning yellow and purple, worse than I expected. Real, I picked up my phone, opened the camera, started recording. The bruise, the swelling, the way my breathing stopped if I tried to go deeper. I pressed lightly against my ribs just enough. A sharp inhale. A flinch. For a second, I lowered the phone. Then I raised it again. That was enough. Then a sound. The floor creaked outside my door. I froze, phone still in my hand. Not moving, not breathing. Footsteps passed. Slow, then gone. I waited longer than I needed to, then kept going. Because if they saw what I was doing, this wouldn't stay quiet. I stepped closer to the door, held my phone near it. From the hallway, my mom's voice drifted in. Calm, unbothered. "Don't call anyone, it'll ruin her chances." I recorded that too. Clear, no emotion, just truth. I saved everything, backed it up. Made sure it couldn't disappear. I watched it back once. That's when it stopped being complicated. For the first time, I wasn't thinking about what she did. I was thinking about what she could lose. Vanessa had an interview coming up. Big one. The kind she wouldn't stop talking about. A fresh start. A new beginning. The kind she couldn't afford to mess up. I sat on my bed, phone in my hand, everything open. They thought I'd stay quiet, like I always had. They thought this would fade, like everything else. It didn't. And this time, I made sure it wouldn't stay quiet. Not this time. I didn't act right away. That part mattered. 3 days passed. I stayed quiet. Didn't sit with them. Didn't react. Vanessa got comfortable again, laughing, talking about her interview like it was already hers. "The kind of opportunity people wait years for," she said. She smiled when she said it, like nothing could touch her. I listened. Because the more she talked, the clearer it became. She needed this. The kind of job she couldn't afford to lose. That's when it became simple. That night, her laptop was open on the dining table. Resume on the screen, references, contacts, everything laid out. I stepped closer. Slow, careful. My eyes moved across the names, then stopped. A professor. Someone I recognized. Someone she had turned against before. Someone who wouldn't defend her now. I took out my phone, captured everything. Names, numbers, every detail. Then I went back to my room, closed the door, locked it. I sat on the edge of the bed, phone in my hand, everything open. The bruise, the recording, my mom's voice, her future, everything I needed. My thumb hovered over the screen. One tap and this wouldn't stay between us anymore. For a second, I hesitated. Not because I felt bad, because I knew exactly what this would do. Once this moved, there was no pulling it back. I tapped. The call started. It rang once, twice. I almost ended it. Then I didn't. "Human resources," a voice answered. I kept my voice steady. Calm, flat. I told them who I was, what happened. When it happened, no emotion, no exaggeration, just facts. Then I sent everything, photos, recording, medical report. A pause. "I thought you'd want to see this before making a decision." Silence on the other end. No questions, because once something like that lands, it doesn't stay internal. People start asking questions. And questions like that don't stay quiet. I didn't hear back that night, but I didn't need to. Because by the next morning, it wasn't just my problem anymore. Vanessa came back before noon. That alone told me everything. The front door slammed. Hard, too fast, not controlled. Her heels hit the floor unevenly. Sharp, off rhythm, something had gone wrong. "I don't understand," she snapped, throwing her bag across the room. "They knew." I stayed in the hallway, out of sight, listening. "They knew everything," she said, louder now. "They had files, actual files." A pause. My mom's voice cut in tight, uneasy. "What do you mean files?" "They said there was a report," Vanessa said. "Assault, false information, recordings." Silence, heavy. "They canceled the interview." Her voice cracked. "They said they can't move forward." For a second, no one spoke. Then everything broke. "That's not possible," Mom said quickly. "Someone's lying. Someone did this to you." Vanessa wasn't listening anymore. Her breathing changed. Short, sharp. "Then who?" That word landed harder than anything else. I didn't move, didn't step in. I just listened. Because this was the part they never planned for. "They said it came with evidence," Vanessa continued. "Photos, audio." A pause. Then quieter, slower, more dangerous. "Someone close." I felt it shift, not confusion anymore, suspicion. My mom lowered her voice. "Who would even have that?" And that's when Vanessa stopped pacing. The house went still. I didn't need to see her face. I already knew, because when people run out of excuses, they start looking at the truth. Footsteps. Slow this time, measured. Coming toward me. I stepped out before she reached the hallway. We stopped. Face to face. "You," she said. "You did this." I didn't answer, I just looked at her. "You knew this wouldn't stay quiet." That was enough. She snapped. She grabbed a glass and threw it. It shattered inches from my face. Mom's voice broke first, loud. Sharp, Vanessa screamed over her. Everything loud, messy, out of control. And I didn't move, didn't even flinch. Because for the first time, I wasn't the one reacting. They were. That wasn't the worst part. Because losing that interview, that was the easiest thing she was going to lose. I didn't do anything the next day, or the day after. I didn't need to, because once something like that starts moving, it doesn't stop where you expect. Vanessa tried to fix it. I could hear it through the walls. Calls, messages, excuses. They misunderstood. That's not what happened. You don't have the full story, but no one was listening anymore. Because once doubt attaches to your name, it doesn't let go. By the end of the week, it wasn't just one company. Other applications stopped replying. Emails went unanswered. One place even asked for clarification. In writing, after that, nothing. And at home, it got quieter, not peaceful, tense. My mom stopped defending her as loudly. Not because she changed, but because it wasn't working anymore. Vanessa didn't yell as much either. Not because she calmed down, but because she couldn't. That's what changed. For the first time, she wasn't untouchable, and they both knew it. A few days later, I left something on the kitchen counter, an envelope. Inside, the medical report. Printed, clear, no note, just what actually happened. I didn't wait for them to read it. I packed my bag, slow, careful, not rushed. Not emotional, done. When I walked out, they were both in the kitchen. Silent. Vanessa looked at me. Different this time, not loud, not confident, uncertain. My mom opened her mouth, then stopped. Because for once, there was nothing left to control. I walked past them. No one tried to stop me. That told me everything. I didn't look back. It was never just that night. And now it wasn't mine anymore. They thought I stayed quiet. I didn't. I was just waiting to make it count. Please subscribe to our channel and tell us in comments from where are you watching this video.